trying to get the perfect.
Hey, everybody, thank y'all for tapping in to Streetball the Pro. You know what I mean? It's your man, the ambassador and ballerholic. And today I got my mentor, big bro, Coach Atkins, the legendary track man himself. You know what I mean? Strength and conditioning master trainer. He actually is the director of the Casap Admirals when it comes to strength and conditioning. So, you know what I mean? This is something. Now we're going to take it all the way back because we've been around for over a decade. So when I started, you know what I mean, he's the reason. Honestly, I had to catch you up, Baller Hard. Basically, I started this semi-pro team, the Admirals. And so I got a bunch of adults, a bunch of cats from around the way. And we played at that time the Wildcats, you know what I mean, a local team. And talent-wise, yeah, we got it. But these young boys, they had talent, but they was in a whole different kind of shape. You know what I mean? So it was one of those, you know, it's the marathon. The sprint, we took off on them, but they walked us down and they ended up beating us. And I'm like, okay, something ain't right. You know what I mean? I started hearing his name, you know, Coach Atkins. I was like, I knew it had to be something because talent-wise, I got ex-D1, ex-pro players and things like that. And not like the group that they had. The group that came up were actually some of the best players, young guys that was out here. But it was just one of those things, you understand, sort of older heads, veterans playing against young folks. And he was the key behind it. So of course I had to do my research. I was hearing his name in the town and we ended up linking up and we just honestly changed the whole everything. We talking about the Lady Admirals, you talking about all the stuff you've been hearing about. He's that guy that's been rocking with me on the behind the scenes, you know what I mean, to helping us to get to where we at from strength and conditioning, even myself. You know what I mean? I did the skill training. He was my strength and conditioning and the speed coach and all of that stuff. And then he began to mentor me and help me to get my certification and teach me the games about, you know what I mean, just the business from the fitness. And so this is why it's an honor for me to have him on, because when it goes back to where we at now, he was that guy who mentored me, who, you know what I mean, who showed me the game, and he's still rocking with me to this day. And he's 49 competing at an international level. You know what I
mean? Yeah. I mean, so, it was always, you know, and thanks for having me on here. You know, appreciate, you know, like I said, the ambassador and ballerholic we representing, you know, making changes, right? And we were, you know, I was at a very pivotal point in my life when Ashley was blessed, you know what I'm saying, to be there for me in a time where I was in a state of flux. I won't say it was confusion. I want to say I was just learning a lot about me and who I was as a person, because I've always been talented in the strength and conditioning world. But a lot of our young athletes don't realize that you've got to be mentally intact, physically intact, spiritually intact for things to be right. You know, if any of those scales are imbalanced, that could be the reason why you're not a pro. That could be the reason why you're not a good husband. That could be the reason why you're not a good student, you know. And so he really started to bless me with that understanding and having that understanding. And that then allowed me to open up and then bless him with the gifts that I had, you know. And it really was a marriage that was really made in heaven because, how can I say it? It filled parts of the whole picture that we both had going on, you know. And sometimes, you know, you got to be able to, you know, signs and symbol are for a conscious man and a conscious woman and a conscious person. We read that. Yeah. And so we started to build programs, like he said, that are self-sustaining to this day because they were built on a genuine foundation of servant leadership, of support, of you know, spirituality, of faith. Yeah. You know, and so we started to see the holes in our community. What do we need to do? Well, our kids weren't fit enough to do things. Let's get them fit, right? Our kids, you know, our girls don't have a basketball program to really teach them the game. All right, well, then let's start the Lady Admirals. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get a job at this junior high school.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start teaching them there, and we're gonna build our program, and we're gonna filter through, you know. And then Ashley was like, okay, that's the move. Okay, I'm gonna go get this job at this high school.
Yep.
And when you get done teaching them, I'm gonna take over.
Yeah.
You know, and it just continued to grow. And it continued to work, you know. And while we were in that process, I said, well, you know, Ashley, you know, you got to develop as a trainer also. We can't just stay stagnant in our knowledge, you know, because we got to progress them. So, hey, here's this certification you could go get.
Right.
You know, and he'll tell you, I always had a facility. So once he got that, I said, I got a facility for you to come join on in and let's really make this happen.
Yeah.
And then the Kitsap Admiral Sports Academy started because we started to say, we don't care what sports you play. We're going to take care of you here.
Yeah.
You know, and we started, you know, nutrition, supplementation, you know, just all the things that just needed, you know, to actually support individuals and collectively striving for their dreams. And it's been a blessing, and it's turned into something bigger than life.
Yeah.
You know what? He sound like the older, more mature Boy Scout. That's what he sound like.
Yeah. You talking about knowledgeable? I mean, he's a genius.
I'm listening to him, and then I'm listening to how the Boy Scout talk. He was saying the same thing spiritually, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, being in shape could also mean a lot, even for, like, you know, going to work, going to school. That could help, you know, not just for sports. It could just help for life, period, just for health reasons, anything. You know what I mean? And it just broke it down to supplemental stuff. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I still got the supplement. I still got it. And I'm going to be sipping on that. Like, that's my new thing now. You know what I mean? So all of that, nutrition, everything, man. And all that matters. You know, and just for you having that life, man, you still competing at 49. Yeah, it completely makes sense. But that's what he just sound like, man. It's just so crazy.
Well, once you get here, like you said, well, he won't be in town, but you're going to get to meet him. That's my guy when you talk about injuries, injury prevention, recovery, anything you can talk about, like, for real, he's the advanced Boy Scout. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where I go to him, that's why he's the director of the program, because when it comes down to that, he's that guy. I say, hey, go see Coach Atkins. Go see him, and he's going to let me know what's up. You know what I mean? He's going to tell me how to fix it. He's going to give you the supplements, all of that back end, all of that stuff. He's the brainchild behind that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying when it comes to, like, certification, the things that we offer as a program. He was like, hey, let me show you, let me teach you, let me do this and that. And that's why I said it's so important, especially when you're talking about going pro. You want to be a high-level athlete, you know what I mean? High school, college, he's worked with all sports, you know what I mean? Across and sent in, you know what I mean, at the highest level. And he's also competing, you know what I mean, at the highest level. And so that's one of those things where I knew we was different. When you talk about the Admirals and minor league sports and this and that, I was like, my program is completely different because I have someone like him that I'm partnering with. And so now, like, bringing you in, Ballaholic, it takes the whole brand on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And so that's where we at now. That's another reason why I was like, hey, everybody out here, they know who he is. You know what I mean? If you don't know Coach Atkins, everybody will tell you that's that guy. You know what I mean? And so,
I mean, speaking on the, like, again, I want everybody to know out there, you know, I was a high school athlete, you know, I was a college athlete, you know, I've been in the gym for 24 plus years as a professional, as a fitness professional. So one of the keys to this, I will say, is I never stopped. I've always, I mean, from being an athlete at, you know, a JV level even. So if I think about that, I've been consistently in a gym since I was 15 years old. God will bless me to be 50 in just over a month.
Yeah.
You know, I have current video of me doing a 54-inch one-step box jump.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying, right?
54-inch one-step box jump? Shit.
I'm blessed, you know? And so I can't sit on that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's crazy.
I mean, to shoot out some of the names, I mean, Jim Radcliffe at the University of Oregon. I've been studying him since I was a kid. This man has been the strength coach for the University of Oregon for over 30 years. He speaks to me by name when I see him because I follow him. This is the man that wrote the book on plyometrics.
Right.
Coach Adarian Barr out there in Sacramento, California. He's going overseas into the UK and teaching them how to be sprinters and triple jumpers. And, he helped develop the warm-up, the universal warm-up that I do with everybody, the warm-up that Ashley knows.
Yep.
So, some of the foundational stuff that I'm built on is from some of the smartest minds in the strength and conditioning game in the world. So with practical application in everyday sport, yes, I'm a Team USA Masters athlete. I represented the USA in Poland in February and in Finland the summer before that. I've internationally brought home 5 medals, a bronze medal, 2 silver medals, and 1 gold medal. And I didn't start running track again until I was 38 years old. Because I was looking for something to do, and my daughters wanted to learn the sport, and I knew I could teach it to them.
Yeah, that's a blessing, man. It could be like that. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. It ain't too many people doing it. Like, you know what I mean? It is, but it ain't. It is not really too many people doing it like that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And consistently do it. But what a lot of people don't understand is that you're right. You gotta be in you mentally. Like that's like your mindset has got to be stronger than your skill set. And that's like one of my biggest things that I go off of. And I get it when because for me, I was naturally athletic. I never understood working out, what working out meant. I could come in the gym and do a windmill when I was, 18, 19. I got to college. I still didn't understand I still was just naturally athletic. Like I'm 6'4", 6'4 and a half, 6'5", 190. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I just was just athletic. I led my conference in dunks my junior year and my senior year. And I was in the 2004 college dunk contest. Like I was just naturally athletic, you know what I mean? And I didn't get it. I didn't understand what it really meant to working out until later on. It's like, damn, why now I'm starting to understand why I need to work out. And then this is the reason why I'm still playing now at a high level, because I'm consistently just working out. I'm consistently working out on different stuff. Like, it's like, damn, man, what I know now, if I'd have put in my body, you know what I'm saying, 20 years ago, and a lot of people say this, a lot of athletes, a lot of people, man, what I know now, if I'd have put in my body 20 years ago, it'd have been, you know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. And it's now I'm just so into it. And I keep telling myself, well, I got a year left, I'm going to stop playing. But every time I say that, like every day I'm more motivated. I'm more just like, it's tough, man, but I really am going to give myself a year and I'm done. But I could just play, man. Like I could just keep going and I just know what my body needs. But on the side, flip of that, like somebody like you, I definitely, love to get some more info on, you know what I mean, how to treat my body.
Yeah.
And I ain't just talking about basketball, because I do at some point when I gain some kind of muscle, I just can't, because my metabolism is so high and it's so fast. You know what I mean? Like I always try to find
I understand you completely. One of my biggest dilemmas, especially when I was in college, was that, I came out of high school. I was blinding fast, 4.29 40, but I was about $157 with rocks in my pockets, and they wanted me to play cornerback. And I realized I needed to put on weight the first time I seen a 300-pound tackle who was on his way to play for the Saints come up around that corner like, oh, yeah. And coach is like, well, you need to take on that block. Not at $150, I don't. You know, but what happened was is I found myself eating about 3,000 calories a day. And then I learned my body was burning about 3,200 calories a day.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take that over the course of the week, I was still about 1,400 calories in a caloric deficit. So I was eating 3,000 calories a day, but I was still losing about 1.5 pounds a month.
Damn.
Eat more, move more. Eat less,
Yep.
move less. So if you're high strung, like you said you are, if you're a high flyer, there's only one way to live, and that's on the edge. If you're a high flyer,
Man.
you got to make sure you got to, like I tell them, sometimes you just eating to feed muscle. You ain't even hungry. You just feeding the muscle.
Yep.
You know, and that's what it's about. And that's what really changes. That's what really changes things. And that's what really changes the look. And that's what really changes the philosophy when you start to understand that. If I burn 4,000, I got to eat 45.
Yeah, God, and it's crazy because I can't eat. You know what I mean? I do like I could eat, man, and it's just like nothing happened. People are like, man, where's that food going, bro? Like you skin, like where's it going? Like, bro, I don't know, man. So like, I guess everything that I'm just putting out, like, of course, I need to put back in my body, but I just, like I said, like I don't know, it's just different sometimes, especially when I be like, I have a good workout. And then I like, even like in London, coach, like after that, the first game, like I was starving. I don't know what I got that night when we went to that place, but I think I got like a pizza, I don't even remember what I got, man. I think it was like a steak and ordered some fries and something. I don't know what I got, but I remember just being hungry. So I understand how it be, but sometimes that food don't be the right stuff because I'll cramp up. If I, after a good workout, good game, and I had any type of sugar in my body, I'm cramping up. So I know my body's telling like, yo, like I gave you a good workout. I need that good put back in me. Like we need some water. We need something else that is, you know what I mean? No,
Well,
no natural sugar. Just
what you want to look at is simple and complex.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you have to understand within the process of the forming of new energy within the body, that comes from sugar.
right.
You see what I mean? But am
Yeah.
I putting simple sugar or complex sugar? You know, what's the source? And you got to be careful because there's a lot of health food. There's a lot of health foods these days that are using a lot of supplemental stuff that's not actually good.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, you know what? And that's you right. Because normally, like somebody will always say, yo, after the game, eat a banana. Like I understand the potassium, but the sugar, you know what I'm like, I get it. It's healthy, it's good for you, but that sugar, you know what I mean? I ate two. I was like, wait, my leg's starting to twitch. I can feel it. Like, yo, this ain't what we needed. The body, you know what I mean? My muscles, like, yo, we didn't need this. You know what I mean? Maybe later, but we didn't need it. We need some water and something else. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh shit. And then it just locked up on me. So
I think that honestly, like we're having coach on board, the knowledge, because that's the part right now. I'm gonna go biblical real quick. It talks about the lack of knowledge is why his people perish. And so for us, just as athletes, we don't have the know-how. That's one of the things that I loved about him, was just teaching me, like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? You need to have this kind of supplement, and they need to have this in it, and you know what I mean, breaking it down. And that's what he does. This is why, you know, you have a lot of trainers, and man, we talk about this, and you know, everybody want to be a trainer, but there's real levels, like really, that does this, you know. Things where I sit there and say, yeah, I'm a trainer, but this is my guy. This is who I go to. Who breaks it down? Who knows the education? Who got the big certifications and educations and nonstop, that he can say, okay, this is why we use example like Doc, that is one of the supplement company that we use. Like we use this because this has, and he breaks it down and help with, like you say, an athlete come to me and say, man, coach, I need to trim, I need to gain weight, I need to do. Go ahead, Coach Atkins. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay in my lane. You know what I mean? And so that's the important part of, you know what I mean, really having someone who knows their stuff.
Well, you got to understand that when amateurism starts to become to professionalism, there's standards that have to be kept
Yeah.
so you can keep the bag.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? So one of the things, you know, as you mentioned, Dot Fit, which I've been a part of the Dot Fit family for over 20 years. You know, shout out to Neil Spruce and the Dot Fit gang. That was Apex before that. Over there in a bunch of 24-hour fitnesses. Dot Fit has found itself up in Canada. It's in all of Steve Nash's gyms. It's in UFC gyms. You know, so Dot Fit is really a reputable brand. But what is athletes? You know, every athlete is told today that they need to train. Every athlete is told that they need their chiropractor, they need their masseuse, they need their dietitian, they need their strength and conditioning coach. Well, when you start looking at the nutrition, there's a fine line between Clean for USADA and Balco. I mean, and they're right next to each other. You know, so you have to have that education to understand how to tote that line.
Right.
Because, you know, and it's starting to become trendy right now. And I tell people all the time, and Ashley will attest to this. I told him 15 years ago that LeBron James was going to be doing this because he was built.
Yep, he did. He did.
Man, that's crazy, man, because LeBron could play for another 2 more, how he playing right now, man. And I think that's what he is going to do. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? And you know what else is crazy too? It's a lot of people who don't work out that are just going, that just play. And that's crazy too. We all know this too. We all know somebody from that neighborhood. We all know somebody who ain't touched the weight, who ain't did nothing, but they could just go. And I always understand, like, damn, like I never got that. Besides somebody who does work out at a high age, and you know what I mean, and is consistent, and then, you know, they can still play, as opposed to somebody who doesn't do that at all, but they can still go. And they drinking, they smoking, and they doing a whole bunch, and they can just go. And I know a ton of athletes like that, and I just don't get it. I just like, yo, it's crazy. I don't understand, man. Like,
well, let me ask you this, Ballaholic. Let me ask you this with that though. Let's look at like, there's only so many great ones, right? When we're talking about, and I don't care what sport we're talking about, when you get to the cream, there's certain things that's happening.
Right.
Then you got certain players that's on that next level, you know what I mean? I guess, for lack of a better phrase, the Scottie Pippen tier, right? That are really, really support. You see what I'm saying? And now let's go to the end of the bench, right? Where these guys are, you know, will come into anybody's every day and make them look foolish on a basketball court, but they can't seem to break a starting lineup.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to tell, you know, and this is something that I've also talked to Ashley about, because he was always looking to develop players and get players and give them opportunities and things of that nature. And I said, you got to be careful. You got to really pay attention to the person, because eventually they'll show you why they're not a pro.
Yep.
Or they'll show you why they sit on the end of the bench. Or they'll show you why they're just in a support role. And they'll show you why they're great. You know? And because, again, when you get to certain levels, we all can do it. We all can go. But what makes you the guy that gets the ball in the fourth quarter?
Right.
You know, because we're athletes, right? And the real athletes are the real athletes. And what separates ourselves is our dedication to what we do on a daily basis in each of the categories that we do it in.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, that's why I'm able to still be great at my age.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, because I lie not, because normally when I work out, like I just do the same thing. I do what I do when I play at a high level. You know, or when I not even at a high level, I just do the same thing because it's just, that's in my muscle memory, you know what I mean? And then that's what the things that I do in the game. I never really switch it up, and sometimes I need to, because it's a different type of movement and workout mentally and physically for my body. But I like doing the same workouts all the time. would it be good to stay consistent with that, or should I just keep just doing the same thing
I'm
if I
going
want
to
to be
tell you like
consistent?
this, right? It's 10,000 hours to mastery. Where are you at on that chart? And what else do you want to master?
I mean, for me at this age, I don't see. I mean, I can break it down. You know, I can get to the basket off. You know, not even one two dribbles, but I'm talking about as far as like being more flexible.
Exactly.
Yeah,
10,000 hours to mastery,
I got
right?
you.
So
All
you talk
right.
about flexibility, right? So I had an issue with flexibility. I noticed that it was, and this is a little different for me. I solved my own athletic issues almost internally, and I create programs out of them.
Good.
So I was having issues with hip flexors out of my sprint start, because I'm
Mhm.
crouched over, and it's just it's not a real comfortable position for a 49-year-old. It's just not. You see what I'm saying? So what did I need to do to become more flexible? I created a mobility program 2 days a week for my clients, and I had to lead it. That made sure I stretched for an hour at least 2 days a week. And now that program is 3 years old, and I done stretched 2 days a week for an hour for 3 years.
Okay, yeah, okay. See, I stretch twice a day for 15 minutes, so I need, yeah. And someone told me like, yo, maybe stretch a little bit longer. So I always kind of do, whatever I do standing up, I'll do sitting down. So I stand straight up, touch my toes for 10 seconds, right over left, left over right. I'll, spread them, left leg, hands down the middle, right thigh, left thigh, do my Achilles, and then I sit down and do everything that I did standing up. So I sit down, put my feet straight, touch my toes, right
Right.
over left, left over right, you know what I mean? Right leg back. So I'll be trying to figure out other ways. I've tried yoga, but yoga is just, I don't know. I kind of think it's the same thing. Yoga, I mean, it is the same thing, right? But I just wanted to know like other positions that I were comfortable with doing instead of positions that I couldn't do. You know what I mean? Just
Well,
to keep my body.
but again, listen to what I had told you though off the jump.
10,000 hours. Yeah, I got you.
10,000 hours to mastery,
Yeah,
right? So if that's the general law, if that's the general rule,
right.
then just pick the next step that you got to master and begin the clock. Begin the clock, right?
So,
Because
yeah.
at this stage, I've got to realize that I've now been doing this for 24 years. I was talking to a guy that just signed to an arena football team. He just graduated from college. And he was asking me, what's really the real difference? And I said, what were you doing? Well, I said, when did you get out of college? He said, a year ago. And I said, the people, your strength and conditioning coaches, that not the head strength and conditioning coach, the people that were assigned to you that you were doing, how long were they out of college? And he was like, I don't know, probably 5 to 8 years. And I was like, okay, so that's, let's just say 10 years combined total if we put those numbers together. I go, what were they doing 14? What was you and all those other people doing 14 years ago before that? I said, because I was taking clients and teaching people how to do things.
Mhm.
The people that you were in college with teaching you to do stuff wasn't even thinking about doing this when I got started. That's why when you work out with me, it seems different.
Yeah.
Even though you were at this major university doing that, I don't, that means nothing to me. Just because you work at a university doesn't mean you know more than me within this subject.
Mhm.
Because I put my 10,000 hours in, because I have mastered the understanding of the body and how it moves, because I've created a visual eye to make you better. And I don't care who you is. The current NFL MVP, the current NBA MVP, the current MLB MVP. I don't care if you walk in the room, it's my job to make you better. And so I apply my 10,000 hours of mastery with confidence to those moments. And, like I said, I just got from Spokane, and a kid who I've been coaching for not even a full year just ran the 9th fastest 60-meter time in the nation as a high schooler.
Mm.
This kid was an afterthought 2 years ago. Nobody was even thinking about him. You know, now his mailbox won't stop getting full.
And that's the process that all these young athletes need to see. Like, yo, like you got to work out. This will happen. You just work out, stay in the gym, whatever you're doing, it's going to happen. Because nowadays I work at a facility and I see all these hoopers, they come in there, they got on their Crocs, they got the earbuds in, and they shooting for 45 minutes, an hour. Yeah. I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like, I'm gonna start charging people to come in here, man, because they wasting. It's like, God, I want to say something, but it's like, no, like, nah, they have to learn by themselves, man. But it's just so interesting just to see that, like, this the new generation, like how it is today. You know what I mean? And there's always a difference too when they play in the open gym, and then you're going to see them play in high school games. They don't do what they do. It's like, damn, they don't get it, man. Like, do they? They need to record themselves playing in rec ball and then record the high school and then understand the difference. They don't because they're showing up. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, like.
Yeah, but as coaches, as directors, as trainers, you know, because we all are, we're guiders. We guide, right? Yeah. It's real easy to tell those kids that practice and play by themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man. I'm talking even they got their own trainer. They got it's like, hey, bro, you play a 5-man game. You play an 11-man game. You play a 9-man game. Why you keep playing by yourself?
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
You know, because it's trendy, right? Because they could just go on YouTube and put the guy in his ear and he's telling them what to do. And he, you know.
That's why. And I never really look at like videos. I mean, a lot of kids do that. And that's the thing. You're right. And that's the thing. A lot of people say that. Go on YouTube, go on the video and look. It's like, it's cool to look at it, but it's something that what you need to do. Like what you, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I get it. And they might have something that you actually need to do, but for you, though, like, what do you know what I'm saying? It's a difference. It does make a difference.
There's a difference between working out and there's a difference between training.
It is. It is.
And I encourage everyone that trains with me to work out on their own time.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make our training better.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And that's what these young athletes need to understand, man. Get in the gym the right way, do it the right way. Right things will happen.
Have a trainer, have a coach, film your reps, review your reps.
Yeah.
You know, what do they say? Don't practice until you get it right. Practice till you can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Practice, practice, for real.
So it's been a real blessing, you know, for me to continue to everything that I'm doing. You know, like I said, I'm going down to Chula Vista at the Olympic training facility at the end of the year, you know, because I'm going to spend time with some of the top Olympic minds in the game that developed today's USA team, you know. Over the course of the next year, I'm looking to do my capstone projects with athletes that I've been coaching since they were 15, 16 years old, and now they're seniors in high school. And I'm doing a capstone project to try to get them looked at for developmental purposes for Team USA in the Olympics. And, you know, culminating with a year's worth of study to hopefully, God willing, I obtain my level 3, which is the highest level of coaching in the United States track and field circuit. You know, I'll be able to apply to coach Olympic teams.
Oh, wow.
Man, that's big, man. That's big. I mean, even at my age, I still like I said, like for me, I've always still tried to figure out, you know, like I ain't trying to get on 40 inch back. It's not impossible, but I'm just trying to get
nothing.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely, and I don't know what to do as far as, you know, because I do resistance bands workouts, but I'm talking about like increasing vertical, maybe a little bit, you know what I mean? Not doing too much, but just getting some of that little bit of bounce back. Because my first step is there, and I just never I'm so explosive on my first step, but going up. So the force going forward and going up, it's totally different for me. I can go, that first step is quick, but I get there, it's like I'm getting there, but I can't get that extra, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but again, it's you've got to slowly get back to the things that you were, right? And when I
Yeah.
say that, I say this. How could I want to put it in the right way. The first time I got back on the track, it was the slowest I had ever ran in life. And now I run times that can compete with our high school state championships, at least at a 1A and 2A level, which is absurd. Like, I didn't even think that I was going to be doing this.
Yeah.
But once I got to doing it, it started to improve. It started to get better. It started to be better. I started to then go back to some of the things once I was patient enough. That's what's usually the issue in our older age. We're not patient enough to have the body adapt again to what we're doing. And we try to go back to what we was doing in college immediately, or back to what we was doing in high school immediately. And we don't give the body the chance to adapt, and we hurt ourselves. And we still have to sit down.
So,
So it's about being patient. I didn't, Ashley has seen me. He's watched me do the box jumps. He's watched me, he saw me 10 years ago when I wasn't doing the box jumps quite as high, but I was doing them resisted. He's watched me just stack, and stack. And that's what you have to do. When we, as older athletes, you got to take those small victories and you got to know when to shut down. So if you was going to put up 1,000 jump shots as a master's athlete and you got to 700 and you was like, ooh, I'm starting to feel that a little bit. You got to listen. Whereas when you was 20 years old, you just go get some Gatorade real quick. You stretch it out and get back to shooting the last 300.
I know. I definitely listen to the body. Yeah, especially. Trust me, I do that as soon as I feel. No, that's my body. Like, yo, like we're not warm enough. That's it. That's it. No more. So I definitely, because I've been. It's been multiple times where I didn't listen, and here we go. Yep. Here we go. Groins.
It was that I was just doing that last rep. Yeah, you shouldn't have been doing that last rep.
Yes.
Oh man. Nah, but that's the info that if whoever's watching, if any of you guys, whoever's watching, athletes, anybody who's listening, this is important, man. Coach Atkins is putting it down, but that's right. How to treat the body, everything, man, head to toe, mentally, physically, any sport. You know what I mean? Like I said, health, anything that has to do with life, man. You're just working out. Period. It helps, man.
Yeah,
it helps a lot.
Yeah, and you got to be in tune. You got to be in tune. It's regardless of your perspective, regardless of your point of view, regardless of what you feel is right. Inner reflection is what some people call it. I call it prayer. But it gives you that moment of hearing a clear voice, right? And sometimes we refuse to listen to that because it's not what we want.
Yep.
But you can't. I mean, some of the examples that I could give is, I believe my guy Kobe, rest in peace, Kobe, he could have played longer. But as his skills started to diminish, his ego didn't.
Right. Oh, that would never leave Kobe. Oh no, yeah.
You're right. You're right. And that was Kobe.
Right.
And I'm not knocking him for it. He gave us great moments for it. Yeah. But that's why that Achilles went. Because it was a non-contact injury. It was an overuse injury.
Gotcha.
For too much, because who was guarding him? Barnes, I think he plays for Sacramento Kings now. I think.
Yeah, Matt Barnes. Yep.
Yeah. Was it Matt Barnes? Nah, the other
No,
guy.
no, no, no. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, not Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes was already out the league
Yeah,
when he was done.
the dark skin one. Yeah,
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
skin. Yeah, I forgot his first name, but yep.
But that and I say that, you know, he didn't want to diminish the minutes. He didn't want to go into what do they call it now? The resting the
Harrison Barnes.
Yeah,
Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes. Yeah. They don't want to,
Yeah.
what do they call it now? They get fined for it now if they do it too much. What they, they call it in the NBA. You gotta pull it back up.
Oh, we're taking
Where they
like
rest
games
players.
off, like faking health,
No,
like
well, but
faking.
they was resting players. Kawhi Leonard
Oh,
started it. They got
yeah,
a
yeah.
certain name for it now in the NBA. But
Hey, that's crazy. Yeah,
But those things as you get plus 35 years old are real, especially if you want the body to continue to produce at a high level.
Yeah.
As much as I need reps in races, I can't run 16 track meets in a year anymore. That's just not what's going to happen. I better figure out a way to in the gym to replicate some of those reps. And then after I replicate those reps, I then better apply it when I use it, because I've only got 10 now instead of 16. I've only got 9 now instead of 16.
Right.
And that's just the way that it is. And if I'm not willing to accept that, then I'm subjecting myself to injury.
Very. Yeah, hey, you keeping it real. That's like, damn, I want to hear this a little bit. But nah, that's real talk. It's when you got to understand, like, yo, this can't happen. So don't push the issue. But like you said, a lot of times ego get involved. You know what I mean? It could be packed house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All somebody he talking, everybody else talking, like, man, you know what? I'm doing it. Nah, you know what I mean? So, and I've seen it before too. Even somebody who can't dunk will still try to dunk. Like, why are you trying? You know you can't do it. You're gonna do it anyway. Not the fact that you possibly can get hurt, but you just can't do it. Why are you doing? You know what I mean? So it's the whole psychology, the mental aspect of all of that, man, it's intriguing. It's super intriguing, man. So
well, who we can look at as a great example of that, and I'm not even talking about LeBron. Vince Carter.
Yeah.
My favorite. Yeah. My favorite.
That man
of all time.
adapted his game 3 times and stayed for 20 plus years at I personally feel a high level.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you can still score 10 points in the NBA, you can play basketball at a high level.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a basketball player, and I know that. Because the average guy, even though he plays some college hoop, ain't not getting to the NBA and putting up 10 points a game.
Facts. Yeah.
Real talk. A lot of start right. There's been a lot of busts. They get to the league and only averaging 6-7 points. They ain't even hitting. Yeah. Real talk. But VC, and that's probably one of my biggest, Inspire is definitely my favorite. Is VC, just because of the fact that, him playing at that level at age 42, probably could have played later on, another year later maybe, and how athletic he was, but just how he was just consistent, man, be able to play through those generations. He took care of his body.
Yeah.
He took care of his body. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was so pure,
Yeah.
And
Crawford, Jordan just mentioned Jamal Crawford, Drake Craw.
Man, crossover could play right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Right now.
Like I think, hey, when they put Craw in the Hall of Fame, he need to go ahead and announce he's taking all ones. Let's go. Whoever, all ones.
Yo, man. Jay Crawford, man, they need to get him put him back on something, man.
Yeah.
That's another one of my guys I like seeing hoop is, it's crazy how, this you just never know how many players still got it. That's like watching the NBA Big Three, like all them OGs, like they still, all the ex-players that still got it. It's so crazy, man. You be thinking you're the only one. It's like, it's a lot more, bro.
Like, but it's not. You know why? Because learned pattern behaviors are learned pattern behaviors. You know, I heard you say muscle memory earlier, bro. I always told Ashley, I don't do muscle memory because muscles don't have brain cells. It's learned pattern behaviors, right? You see what I'm saying? We done programmed ourselves to do it to where we could do it, literally do it in our sleep. I'm snoozing at the free throw line and I could just go ahead and hit one because it's a learned pattern behavior. I don't know any other way to do it.
Learn pattern. I'm gonna use that one. Learn pattern behavior. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use that.
Because that's what I need you to do, right? Because you can remember the wrong thing. I need you to learn the right pattern behaviors.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, you know, when you start to dedicate yourself to that, that's when it starts to really, really, really change for you, because you then start to understand what you need. Like, and that goes for nutrition. Oh yeah, I can't eat those. I can't eat that on game day. I really recognize what it does to my body. Or I was sluggish in the fourth quarter. It's if you were sluggish in the fourth quarter of the game, it was because of how you started your day, not how you started your game.
Yep, I definitely know that. Yeah, no, I know that for sure. Pre-game meal, no nothing, no soda, we not. Yeah. All right, I get it. Yeah.
Keep on that one. Your wife's calling though. But yeah, man, that's you know, what I've done is I basically decided to dedicate my life to that understanding, because I always said if I had me in my corner, then I wouldn't be asking for donations to take these kids places, because I'd just be handling that myself. I would have been retired from somebody's league with a gold jacket. I just needed some guidance because I had all the abilities.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. We didn't see, like, I didn't have this back then. When I was growing, like, we didn't have, like, with how you talking, it just wasn't right. It was, but it was like, it was selected.
Yeah.
It wasn't all out. The information wasn't out like that. Now it's so many different resources, and man, that's so crazy, man.
Yeah. And I want to tell you, you know, Ashley's watched this. He's watched me go from a certified personal trainer, just certified, you know, to pushing my education to the highest level. He's watched me go from, hey, my daughters want to learn some track, becoming a basic track coach. Now I'm president of the association.
Yep.
You know, he's watched me take everything that I'm saying I was going to do and take it to the hilt.
Yep.
And that's a mentality. I the same thing I do when I line up in a race. You know, it was crazy. Yesterday I was standing at the line and I asked those kids on purpose, how old are you? Kid next to me, oh, I'm 19. Oh, I'm 21. I'm 22. Oh, I'm 19. There was one other guy that was 40 in the race. He was 40. I'm just getting started, but I'm 40. I'm like, man. So basically, you guys are still telling me I'm the oldest in this race by 9 years. I came in third.
Wow.
Damn. Damn. And talking about it, gotta be talking about that. Like, oh man, dude is 49. Hold on, he came in third.
Because I do it daily. Because I teach it daily. Right? Like I told Ashley, he was asking what's going on. I said, oh man, we got back from Spokane at 2. I'm in the gym by 4. Right? To be very, very honest, as we're doing this interview right now, I'm analyzing jump work. So the work is constant and nonstop. And that's what keeps you sharp, right? And that's what I've been telling Ashley, like with these hoop cats. Like, man, if we're gonna go over and we're gonna put on a product, we need to put on with those that yearn for that. Yep. Nah, coach, I need you. I need this info because I know what it's about, being at a high level and staying at a high level, right? I told him it's going to be tough to work with those that think that oh, well, I've been to the highest levels and this is, nah, I don't care what level I'm on. I'm going to do it to the hill.
Exactly.
Right? So whether I'm playing, you know, in China or I'm playing at the blacktop, you're going to get the same guy. So I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
Whether I'm at the practice track or I'm at the world championships in Finland, I'm trying to dust you. It's what it is.
Right.
You know, and that's what sometimes we don't always bring that. right? Well, I've been to the NCAAs. Well, I've been to the NBA playoffs. This ain't nothing. Well, then, hey, man, you're bringing down the whole level of everybody, bro. And we need you to be that guy. I need you to be the guy that was super amped at the NCAA championships. That same guy that got to participate in the NBA final. I need that guy. I don't need the guy that's I like to say when people tell me they get coached by Hall of Famers, you know what I tell them? That means you just get coached by somebody that don't do it anymore because they don't put you into the Hall of Fame until you don't do it anymore.
Oh
That's
man,
how I am.
podcast, I like it. Yeah.
Because I still do it. Don't put me in the Hall of Fame because I ain't done. People want me to do a bunch of admin work. I tell them I ain't done being an athlete.
Hey, that's crazy motivating, man. That's like some shit you see. He be reading a book, man. You know what I mean? How you fitting it right now, man? Don't put me in all the things yet, man. Nah, I'm still active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
That's what's up, man.
But yeah, it's definitely a blessing, man. I'm very thankful for these abilities. I'm very thankful for the people in my life, and I'm very thankful for the future that we're gonna have because it's what we do.
This now you understand, Ballaholic, when I had met you and I told you, you know what I mean, down in Mexico, was like folks didn't know, or first time just hearing of the Kiss Have Admirals, or didn't know who I am or was, and things like that. But I knew what we built. You know what I mean? I knew my team. This is my team. You know what I mean? This is the guys that from the ground up we built this together. So the resources. So it's like if you want to be a pro, and that's what you see a lot of folks. Oh, I want to be a pro. Do you have the resources and the things around to make sure that person go pro? You know what I mean? So that's my thing, is saying that by being an admiral at whatever level, this is what I have. This is what we do. This is our mindset. This is how we work. This is, you know what I mean, what it is. And that's why I'm so confident, because God has blessed me with the right team of personnel to make sure, all right, Ballaholic, not only can we get you there, but you want to stay there and play at a high level. All right, here, you're going to go see our trainer. He's over the whole program. When it comes to training, we have a chiropractor, you know what I mean? That's a part of our team that we all started together. And he's, like you said, he has a program, the Kiss Out Flyers, you know what I mean? He's a co-founder with, and the chiropractor is also all of our chiropractors, you know what I mean? So we have a team unit where we're saying, hey, and there's other resources when you look at going to the top and standing at the top. We're saying that we offer these things, you know what I mean? And so that's the biggest thing why I was like, man, bringing you on with your background, where I said, all right, you want another a year? I mean, we can probably go longer, but you know what I mean? But say, you want a year?
Man, I tell you how I'm feeling, man. Like,
you're going to go for a year, because I'm going to get you hooked up to what my man Ron. You know what I mean? He's going to get you. I guarantee you, when you meet him and you work out, oh my goodness. You know what I mean? Like, like Boy Scout, I got love for him. Boy Scout he's young. He's learning. Like I said, this is an OG. This is my guy who mentored me. And then I'm like, yo, really that guy. You know what I mean? So these are the advantages of the Kids App Admirals that we have. This is our team. You know what I mean? Our knowledge, the love why we do this. You know what I mean? We do it, like I said, all the kids and just giving people the things that we didn't have. You know what I mean? Like I said, he was giving away, bro. I watched once again. He was out here hands down, just giving it away. Who wanted? So only so many people took it. You know what I mean? Took advantage, this and that. And I'm like, man, I want to learn. I'm a sponge. You know what I mean? And here he is, still over a decade later, and we both been grinding. Now we have a bigger platform together. You know what I mean? Now I can say, hey, track up. I got somebody track. Like we said, it's not the sport. It's the athlete. That's one
Yeah.
thing he taught me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, we multiple sports, not just basketball. Go do track, go do football, go do, you know what I mean? And like I say, his mindset is amazing. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
about
People try to typecast me as a coach. Well, what's your specialty, or what's your this? I said, man, I train the athletes so the sport don't matter. The sport is just a game.
Yeah.
Right? To me, it's no different than, I don't care if you playing Monopoly or you playing Sorry or you playing checkers. I'm gonna mentally put you ready to win them all.
It's proven.
That's why, mindset got to be stronger. It got it always, like you said, everything, even in Monopoly, you competing. Like it's fun, but you competing. You're right, and you got to get put there. Yeah. And if you could put my mind there, Coach Atkins, like if you could do that for a Monopoly game, and I'm locked in, I'm gonna win. Oh yeah. I need to do some work with you, man.
Oh man, hey man, all I'm gonna say is this, man. You know, when you're in this camp, if you love the sweat, I got you, man.
Yep.
Oh
because that's what it is, right? Yeah. Because we want to express that part. We want to feel like we done after we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to walk away feeling like, man, I got more. No one wants to feel like, especially if you lose, there's more in the tank.
Yes.
Serious. Yeah, because everything is game speed when I train. Everything is game speed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Everything.
Practice how you play. Practice how you play. Don't give me some watered down version of practice and tell me you're gonna go play well.
Yeah. That don't work. And that's why I get like how you go soft and then expect to go hard in these games. Like I'll never get that.
Yeah.
I'll never get that, man. Like we had a guy on our team. And I could tell we was in London, super athletic, just crazy athletic. But when the game started, I can tell that he just never worked on his game. He just was all athletic. Remember the small dude, coach? Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, he's one of those dudes who just never worked on his game. You know, he was just athletic. And I was just like, and I told him, like, man, because then I saw him, we went to somewhere else. We saw him play again outside. I'm like, wait, he just hit a three-pointer. I'm like, hold on, man. Like, how you hit a three-pointer? Like, you rebound, and I'm watching him. He hit a three-pointer, a step back, mid-range. He going to I'm like, how you playing like this out here? You didn't play like that yesterday. He was like, I don't know. I'm just comfortable out here. And I just like, okay, that makes sense. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like what we talked about, they're good playing the rec outside, but when they get to the real, it's different because they're not working on something. Yep. And it's like, it just gets to me. That's why I'd be like, yo, man, it's crazy when it comes to hoop. And a lot of athletes, what their mindset be when it comes to hoop, it's mind blowing, man.
When my bad. I'm always getting messages. But Coach, Ron, when are you going to? You'll be out of town. You said December 26th, 27th.
I will be out of. To be truthful, I've been gone so much. I still got to buy the ticket. The school's already paid for. I'm already in class. I still got to buy the ticket. But I'm leaving. I really don't want to leave on Christmas, but it looks like I might have to do that. But I'll be gone and my last session in Chula Vista is the 30th. So I'll be back up in Washington probably the evening of the 30th or the morning of the 31st, but I'm not gonna not bring the new year in with my family. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna rush it back. I'm gonna be down there 4 days and then rush it back up here.
We're trying to think in January because I gotta get you in. We got to get him in with you. Our next, because we got to go January. We're going to New York. We got a thing we got to do.
When are you gonna? Oh no, that we're not. I'm not in New York till later.
Okay, I was about to say because we got to be there pretty much the 19th. We got a Thailand workout game on the 20th and 21st. We was gonna do something out there, and then Japan in March. So
March when?
11th through the 18th.
Okay, I just have to make sure. I got to look around the USATF Open Championships. My championships are around that time, but that's perfect time as far as the kids are concerned because the kids are then with their high school teams. So I don't have any at that stage. So that's when I'm actually at my freest. But the Masters Championships are sometimes right there in there they're in Chicago.
Near Chicago. Okay. Because we got it. Of course, we'll work out some time because, like I said, that's just right now because we got some more stuff that, of course, we're going to be on the books, going places. We got Thailand, things like that. But just wanting to start getting him in the gym, like you said, with you. So
and that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, I believe he's got the, we all got to work in it when you're cut a certain way.
Yeah.
There's certain attributes that you just have. What we have to do is we have to do the initial assessment.
And that's what I'm saying.
I got to educate you within the program. Okay, this is the program. This is how we do it.
Yep.
And then once you get that foundational base, that's when you throw Ballaholic on it and it becomes what it needs to become.
Yeah. So we got to do that. We got to get you in. And that's what it is. And like I said, I know the assessment part. So we can do that. We got to talk anyway, because now we're looking at, getting things going, especially for the youth in March. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the programs up and going. Where, like I said, we got a lot of work in the sense of just wanting to get boys and girls on all levels, just understanding our philosophy. You know what I mean? What we do, and just begin to get this next generation like how we had when we first started. They knew, boom, you get in, you do A, B, and C, da-da-da. I mean, we had it like clockwork. They come in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With this next group that's coming up, I need, and with the coaches, because we talked about that too, I need to make sure that all our coaches that are now coming on board is properly trained or go through these things we was talking about. So want to really implement all of these things. So as we move forward, especially in the new year, that it's our stamp. You know what I mean?
Everybody,
this is how it is when we're on the road. This is our warm-ups. This is how we do this. This is how we do that. And, you know what I mean? If you need to go see, coach or chiropractor, whatever it may be, we're on schedule. You know what I mean? With your schedule, hey, who's in track? Who need this? Boom. Go over here, kiss that flyer. Begin to really take what we saw over a decade ago, Kiss Out Sports Academy, you know what I mean? And say, now we're here. You know what I mean? And this is what it looks like. And
we got to put it all together because when we're all on the same page, it works.
Yeah.
Right? I don't necessarily care, to be honest with you. We got to drive that. Oh, that's this is the first phase. Mm-hmm. No, I want to see the longs and the landing. We got to get on the same page because that sets the foundation of the continuity of the work, right? So if I'm unable to be at an event,
right,
I could say, send me film.
Yep.
And then I can look at film and go, well, is he doing this, this, and this? Because this seems to be a deficiency. Because everything that we have set up within our planning is for developmental purposes. Okay. Right. Now within my organization, we do what's called a ground force engagement. Basically, it's a series of ground movements that create hip space, to tell you the truth, which is a real neglected thing, especially in post-collegiate athletes, post-professional athletes. Because after you become that post-athlete, what do you tend to do for the next 1 to 2 years? Sit down.
Yep.
And your hips become tight.
Yeah.
And so we do GFE, non-negotiable. I've got clients that are 10 years old that do it. I got clients that are 72-year-olds that do it. We then go into dynamic warm-up. That's the traditional sports warm-up that you see.
Yes.
Dynamic warm-ups.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? In my 2-hour training sessions, we spend the first hour warming up.
Mhm.
My club's warm up, people think is workouts.
I'm about to say, yeah, a lot of people be scared then. Like, yo, I ain't never did this. I ain't coming back, man.
Oh,
We
it
doing
happens. Trust me. And what people don't be realizing is that Ashley be over there going, "Wow, you just don't realize you just failed the test.
Yeah.
You just excommunicated yourself. I didn't even have to cut you. You cut yourself."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You
That's
know?
it.
Okay. I see you're on the rec level. You're not on the national level. Oh, I
Yes.
see you're on the national level. You're not on the international level. Like they don't even know that.
Mhm.
They don't get it.
It's levels to it. You're right. It's levels. Coach always say that too. It's levels.
Yeah.
Levels.
Yeah.
This is why it's levels, because how our program is set up. You know what I mean? So when folks say, "Hey, coach, I want to go overseas," like I said, because of our relationship and what we've been building, you can look at them. I can have these little workouts or just watch them and see and say, you know what, you're not at this place. You're at this level. You know what I mean? At international, which is meaning you want to get paid and do this for a living. That's a whole nother animal. You know what I mean? And so a lot of folks want to say that they can do that, but then they don't have the work ethic, or it's just things just as a professional that you have to have and to do that you're not willing to do, or you'll do it for, as we say, for in a sense, I'm gonna put on give you my good side, and it don't last long. You know what I mean? I need consistency.
Right.
You know, this is what it is. If it don't go your way right away or how you want it to go, then I get to really see who you are. And then boom, this is where we at. This is why you on this level, or this is why I don't mess with you. You know, and that's just, really how it is. And so, that's another reason for those who tuning in or who will watch this video is get to see the history, or why the Admirals is who we are, and why we've been able to do what we've done for the past decade. Like I say, a GOAT is somebody who can continue to evolve every no matter how things are changing, or as the generationals go. We've been around for over a decade and we're still relevant. You know what I mean? So we have to continue to change, or honestly, we was ahead, as we say, of our time. Because now my man, like, it's been things he's been telling me and put me on that I'm like, he said, watch, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. I'm like, all right. And sure enough, he's like, look, I was on this 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10. And I'm like, yo, real talk. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
a part of how it is just constantly learning, constantly just, evolving, and just continue to, not sorry for us, I would say we changing the game, changing the culture, or that's just what it is. And so that's one of the blessings y'all get to see our team. So Ballaholic, I mean, pretty much you on the squad, you the captain. This is our team, and the personnel you get to work with, and you get to see Team Ballaholic, which you be putting your name and brand and stamp on, and saying, hey, he's the kids, young folks that I want to represent my name and my brand. Well, this is the people behind it. You know what I mean? And so that's another reason why I say, everybody want to be an admiral. Everybody can't be an admiral. Put it that way. You want to be, but it's more than just a brand. It's really a lifestyle on how we do on and off the court. And so that's why it's just dope for you to get to meet Coach Atkins and begin to really hear our philosophy, and get to see where I get my info and where I stay in my lane. You know what I mean? And I reach out to, this is my team. Hey, we got work to do. You know what I mean? And this is why
he's bought me several players. I need you to check this one out. I got you. Come on.
Yep.
And like you said, some of them went back to Starbucks.
For real, dog.
Like, bro, OG coach, he too real, man. I can't take it. He too real, man. I can't.
For real, man. They say they want it, and I say, all right, make that call. Send them over there, and they disappear. I'm like, man, you wasting our time, money,
Yeah.
all of that. Time is money, what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's the
For
thing
real.
too, is where
That's funny.
Austin, he up there laughing about he went back to Starbucks. but but that's just what it is. It's just one of those where cats they want to play for us, and you want to play. I need to take you somewhere. I need to really see where you at. You know what I mean? I can assess from a skill, but off of that, are you long haul? Because once you get there, I need you to stay there, and I need you to perform at the highest level because that's what we, in a sense, pride ourselves on doing is not only to get you there, but to keep you there at the highest level we develop. You know what I mean? And so like I said, that's us on the back end. I'm gonna have to definitely get our chiropractor on here as well. So you know what I mean. You begin to see exactly who we are, and like I said, these are the guys I've been with since day one. So it's not
Right.
like found coach down. You know what I mean? Recently, yo,
Right.
coach. No, we've been grinding this mug for over a decade. So it's dope to see. Like I said, you saw his facility out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
We started in the gym together, you know what I mean, carrying stuff in the trunk, popping out with equipment and just setting up. And so it's humbling and it's dope for my man to have his spot in Tacoma across the bridge. And I can say, hey, y'all want that work? We're gonna see if you want that work.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
kind of just, putting it out there. It's like, I don't claim to be like the come see all guy or the top of the pinnacle. Like I said, there's still people that I study.
Yep.
There's still people that
Mhm.
I learn from,
Right.
but
Right.
I tell people all the time, and I proudly say it, I'm the 3M of coaching and training. I can make your good better. I don't care how good that is. I can make it better because that's what I committed my life to.
Yep.
That's what I committed my education to. So if people ask me, well, what demographic do you train in? I take a line from Big Daddy Kane, dating myself, 8 to 80, dumb, cripple, and crazy. I could train them all. What do you want to do? What's the need? I got a client right now that is 62 years old who's had cerebral palsy and a back fusion. She came into my gym on a walker. Now she walks out of my gym in a cane. She
Wow.
used to could not get up out of a chair without assistance. Now she can sit up out of a chair with a 44-pound kettlebell in her hand.
Wow. That's a lot of
I
people
don't
can't
care
even
who
lift
you
that,
are.
man. For
I can
real.
make it better.
Wow.
I know a lot of people that need to hear this, man. Serious.
So but fellas, I appreciate you guys having me on today. I gotta finish up some work. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to what we continue to build. Ballaholic. I can't wait till we can
Yeah.
we can get into a square space in an empty house, throw on some tunes, and just sweat. Because Ashley will tell you, I'm that type of trainer. I get in the trench with you.
Yeah. I
If you
like
ain't
that.
getting it, if you ain't doing it intense enough, I will show you the level I need you to get it there to.
Right. Right. No, I'm definitely. I hear you, Coach. I definitely hear you. I'm ready for that. I can't wait to meet you, man.
Before
Yeah,
you
for
get
sure.
Coach, tags. What tags you have?
Oh, I mean, we got hashtag the next level. We got hashtag flyer life. You can go ahead and look me up on Facebook at Ron Atkins. You can look me up on Instagrams at Flow13WZ or Flows13. I mean, it's I'm everywhere. Full Circle Athletics out in Tacoma, Washington. When you're out there, gridiron football. Kitsap Admiral Sports Academy, Admirals Health and Performance. I mean, you might have not known that I was behind all those hashes, but there I am. Believe
I
watching it step
did.
by step.
Yeah, I just heard Kitsap and Admirals twice. So yeah.
You know, so this is what we do. You know what I mean? And we do it for all those in the community that want to. And when I say that, I don't care what community you in. All you got to do is tap in. And when you tap in, the blessings follow.
Yeah.
Sir.
Man, the new generation is so lucky, man. They got people like you, man, to help you and Coach Ashley, man. This new generation is just lucky. Gosh.
Yeah.
And the resources that they have, they just don't know it, man.
Yeah.
You got to go, my brother. We definitely going to talk again. You already know.
Yes, sir.
Salute to you.
All right, Coach.
Right, my brother.
Yes, sir.